Welcome back, Snappers. The UK's home for all things NFL, where team eats touchdowns and fourth downs feel just like a tense penalty shootout at Wembley.
That's too right. We're breaking down the biggest plays, the wildest moments, and yes, probably overreacting to at least 123 quarterbacks' performance this week.
I mean, if it's happening in the NFL, we've got it covered. From London to the Lambeau, from Manchester to Miami.
So grab yourself a brew, pull on your jersey, and let's dive into this week's gridiron chaos.
Let's mind the snap. All right, folks, welcome back to Mind the Snap. It's time for one of our favourite segments. Top 5 headlines around the league. And mate, this week did not disappoint. We had collapses, there was chaos, suspensions, the whole NFL soap opera.
Absolute madness this week. Let's dive right in. So headline number 1, the New York Giants. What on earth was that?
I know. Headline 1, the Giants collapse and the kick has been cut. So the Giants somehow managed to blow an 18-point lead in the final 6 minutes against the Broncos. Denver then dropped 33 points in the fourth quarter, and that's got to be one of the most ridiculous stat lines we've seen all season.
It is that sort of collapse that makes you question everything. The offense stalled, the defense vanished, then top it off, they've cut kicker Jude McTowney right after the game. Like, sure, blame the kicker, not the defense that forgot how to tackle.
I mean, the Giants have seen some pain in there, don't they? But that one must sting.
100%. So, move on to 2. The Jets bench Justin Fields. But still winless. That New York misery tour continues with the Jets 0-7. And they bench Justin Fields. Tyrod Taylor's now the guy.
Yeah, that experiment now is officially done at the Jets, isn't it? The Fields trade like a big swing, but it's turned into a strikeout. The Jets' offense has been lifeless, and the patience from fans is running out fast.
It's wild, isn't it? We're talking about the only winless team left in the NFL. How long before they just start playing for draft position?
They probably are thinking, actually. Like, if you're the Jets now and you're 0-7, you're probably thinking, hang on, let's have a look at the draft now.
Yeah, well, it's crazy, isn't it? You look at, but what do they prioritise? They've got no QB, they've got no wide receivers, they've got no running backs, they've got no tight end, they've got no they've got no defence, they've got yeah, and they may not have a head coach if it continues this way.
So headline 3, the Chiefs dominate. Are they back? So on a team that's definitely not struggling like the Jets, the Kansas City Chiefs. They put on a clinic at the weekend, 31-0 over the Raiders. That's Mahomes back in MVP mode, baby.
Yeah, they look scared but good again. Even with pretty much taking a knee for the whole fourth quarter. Bringing out the water boy at wide receiver and the kit man in for the snap.
Yeah, they could have brought it. I mean, me and you probably could have got a game at that point. But yeah. I mean, the Chiefs are rolling now, though, aren't they? And this might be the statement win that wakes everyone up and go, the Chiefs are back. Exactly.
And we continue with the Chiefs with some trade rumours heating up. There's already a buzz about them making a move before the trade deadline. Maybe a pass rusher. Maybe some O-line help.
Yeah, that is classic Andy Reid, isn't it? I mean, you dominate 1 week and then you still go shopping for more. If they add another weapon on that defence, this team could make another serious Super Bowl push.
Exactly. They're never out of it, are they? Yeah, they were rich enough 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But they're
back, baby. They're back.
Yeah, so we got some NFL rating surge. Finally, the league is thriving. Viewership numbers are through the roof. The highest since 2010. We're talking 18 plus million viewers per game on average.
Man, that is absolutely wild, isn't it? I mean, the product's better than ever. There's tighter games, isn't there? There's superstar QBs everywhere. And the Taylor Swift effect still lingering around the Chiefs sidelines.
Yeah, that NFL's printing money on headlines. You can't look away even if you tried. No. But what do you reckon with the international series? Must give some...
That's got to bring in some viewers at that point as well, isn't it? And then people obviously listening to this.
Exactly, yes. We're bringing in a good 50 a week. But if you think about it, in international games, we've had 4 already, and they're at accessible, nice UK hours and European hours. So they add a million or so onto that
definitely get
a week. So That's and if you think about it, that some of these games wouldn't get those people. Like who would watch the like how many in the UK would watch the Broncos, for example?
Not many, probably.
Maybe 1, 2, if that.
So to sum it up, New York's on fire for all the wrong reasons. The Chiefs are definitely flexing, and the NFL's getting bigger.
I couldn't have said that better. Stick around because after the break, we're diving into Week 7 review, as well as looking forward to Week 8. Who's heating up? Who's falling apart? Which underdog's ready to shock the league?
You listen to Mind the Snap. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Snappers. Let's have a look at the Week 7 game. So we start with the Eagles versus the Vikings. 28-22. Jalen Hurts was in MVP form. He was throwing for 326 yards. He got 3 tutties. He connected with A.J. Brown on a 45-yard bomb and found Devontae Smith twice in the red zone.
Yeah, the Eagles scored 7 points each quarter. Just a model of consistency. The way they managed the game was excellent. The O-line gave Hurts plenty of time to operate, and that run game chipped in with 112 yards.
Hurts was actually really good, wasn't he? Actually, that was probably the best game I've seen from Jalen Hurts this season. He was all over it this week,
and that's without his main man Barkley getting going.
Yeah, Carson Wentz starting for the Vikings. I mean, he threw a pick 6 to rookie Jalen Hunt, but that proved quite decisive for the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings mounted a little late comeback, but scoring twice in the fourth quarter. But a failed onside kick failed their fate.
Yeah. Good news for Philly though. That improves them to 5-2, while the Vikings drop to 3-4. I mean, they're struggling to find rhythm on the offense, but Philly are back. Good to get a win back off. You got rid of that rust.
And that blows it right open, doesn't it? In with the minutes with the Vikings dropping. Could the Bears sneaking there?
That's what you're hoping for, mate. That's what you're hoping for.
Yeah. Anyways, that moves on to the Panthers versus the Jets, which were billed not a game for the purists, and they did not let us down.
No.
So Bryce Young led a touchdown drive early, but he exited with an ankle injury in the second quarter, and then backup Matt Corral managed the game efficiently.
Yeah, Carolina's defense was pretty much the story in that game. 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. I mean, Brian Burns and J.C. Horn, they were relentless.
Yeah, and the Jets, they benched Justin Fields after a rough first half. Tyrod Taylor took over, but he couldn't spare that offense.
No, Xavier Legette, he had 92 yards and a touchdown. He did show some promise though as a wide receiver one.
Yeah, I think he is, but you've got someone who can target him. You got to give him space. You got to give him other runs. They just seem out of ideas, don't they?
The Jets are lost now, aren't they? They're in terrible form.
But the Panthers, they moved to 4-3. Our Jets still winless at 0-7, and I don't think it's just their quarterback situation in turmoil.
That team is now in it. The franchise as a whole is in trouble.
That MetLife is not going to be a happy place this week, is it?
No. We move on to the Dolphins versus the Browns. So Dolphins 6, Browns 31. But Judkins was unstoppable. 138 rushing yards for the Browns and 3 tutties himself, including the 46-yard breakaway in the third quarter. Yeah,
Cleveland's defense dominated. 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a scoop and score by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Well pronounced.
Yeah. Or maybe not.
I'll tell you what though, it didn't look good for Miami, did it? Like, Tua was proper struggling out there last week. He was under pressure constantly. He threw a pick. He got sacked 5 times. Not a good afternoon for Tua.
They put all their golden eggs in a Tyreek Hill-shaped basket, didn't they? Did Dolphins. Yeah. They've got to look past him. Will he come back from this injury?
No.
And even if he does, he's not going to be the same, is he? He's not going to be. And, yeah. So Miami's only points came from 2 field goals, and then they were shut out in the second half.
Well, that is poor from the Dolphins. I've been praising the Dolphins, saying they're going to turn it around, but pretty much like the Jets, I don't think they're. I mean, Browns snap a 3-game losing streak, and they've climbed to 2-5. The Dolphins, though, they fall to 1-6. They need to regroup offensively.
It's just that's weird, isn't it, with the Browns? They're playing almost as though they don't need a quarterback, aren't they?
Defensively, they're amazing, aren't they?
Defensively and the rushing game. they've always got that. Are they going to bring Shadur in? Are they going to keep with Gabriel? But it's
looking ahead. They could be a force next season. Get the draft right.
The right draft players. Yeah, it's that they need that wide, don't they? Need that get out ball. So I moved on to the Titans versus the Patriots.
Oh, do we have to?
Boring. Yeah. Drake Boring May continues to impress, throwing for 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. His bodies in the pocket and ability to extend the plays were key for this game.
Yeah, they were good, the Pats, again. I mean, they were playing the Titans, so I'm not going to big them up too much, but the defence turned 3 turnovers, including the strip sack by Matthew Judon. I mean, that returned for a touchdown as well.
Yeah, but they led at 13-10 at half-time. But they were shut out in the second half. Cam Ward threw 2 interceptions and was sacked 4 times.
Yeah, I must admit, I was getting a bit excited when I saw the half-time score. I was like, here we go. I mean, that machine we called him out last week, Stevenson, he ran the game. He added 142 yards to their team last week.
Exactly, so the Pats improved to 5-2. I mean, they're a playoff contender. And the Titans are 4-1-6 and face questions about their offensive identity.
Yeah,
but with the Pats, you look at the games they've got to go. I think we even got our rookie mate Scotty coming in, looking at their games they've got to play.
They've got a good run until they come up against the big bad Bills. I tell you, that's when it ends for them.
I think we'll see the real Patriots when we get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think when the likes of the Titans and the Jets and the Saints are out of the way, then we'll move into the real contenders.
The real teams then.
Yeah.
The real teams then.
And
Talk about real.
And we've got some big names, haven't we, in the last few years who failed to perform in the playoffs. These QBs under pressure.
Talk about one QB that wasn't under pressure this week was Paddy Mahomes.
Yep.
Raiders 31. Raiders 31, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Chiefs 31, Raiders 0. Paddy Mahomes was on fire. 286 yards, 3 tutties, no turnovers. He spread the ball to 8 different receivers. That is good going.
Yeah, that's the change, isn't it? That's what gives them that edge. He's always got his get out of jail free card with Kelsey. And for the big guy, I don't know how big teams lose him.
I know, it's not hard to miss, is he?
Yeah, but now they've got the running game on. They've got their rushing game on. With Ashley Rice back from suspension, caught 2 touchdowns and adding 98 yards.
He was good, wasn't it? It was good to see, to your point there, mate. Like, they have so many different options now. Thornton, Brown, Marquise Brown and Hollywood Brown. And they've got Worthy as well as Rice back and Kelsey. They have got so many options. But even defensively as well, the defence was suffocating the Raiders. 91 total yards were only allowed. 7 sacks and a turnover inside the red zone. Fair play, Chiefs.
Yeah, the Raiders never crossed midfield in the second half. Geno Smith was benched late for the rookie QB, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it was a bad day for the Raiders. To be shut out completely, it's not what you want.
Exactly. Whilst it was good to get Pickett some minutes, as a rookie, you don't want to come into that, do you? Disheartened, playing against a team that won't let you play.
It was game over as well.
Yeah, Geno should have ridden that out as the senior man there, and then maybe start Pickett in the next game.
Chiefs moved to 4-3. Good for the Chiefs. Back to their best in the AFC West. Quite rhymed a bit there. The Raiders 4-2-5. They didn't look great on both sides of the ball this week, but they were playing an informed Chiefs, so I'll give you a bit of credit there, Raiders.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's don't be too upset there, Ross. I think you played against what I call the best performance from a entire team so far this season.
They were all over it, weren't
so
they?
from the offense, defense, special teams, everything was special teams. We still got issues with I forgot his name now, but Buckus.
Yeah.
But their return game was good. Their punting was good, but don't be disheartened.
Take that. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, and then the game of the week. and maybe the season. Giants, Broncos. Giants led 32. Did they lead 32-0?
No, like 9. When they were 6 points ahead, weren't they, with minutes to go?
Then Denver scored. Oh, so. We had it earlier in the season, didn't we? We had the fourth quarter from Josh, from your Joshy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you put Bo Nix's fourth quarter in relation to that?
He was insane, weren't they? I mean, the fact that they were trailing and they only had 6 minutes to go, and then they answered back with 30-odd points unanswered. Yeah. That's pretty good going. And then Bo Nix led 5 straight scoring drives, 2 successful 2-point conversions, and then he ends up finishing with 312 yards and 4 TDs. Fair play, Bo.
Exactly. But it's like putting that, isn't it, to the plaudits that Josh Allen got for that fourth quarter earlier in the season. Then I think that this is a better performance from Bo Nix.
Yeah. In all fairness as well, as the season's going on as well, that was early doors for the Bills.
Yeah.
This is against a team that have found a bit of form. There's a lot of hope around the Giants as well after last week's victory.
Oh, massive, yeah. And we're still talking that the rookie QB, Jackson Dart, he threw 4 touchdowns, but showed his inexperience with the late fumble though.
Yeah.
The final drive trying to run out the clock. And
Denver's comeback, I mean, fair play to him. It broke a 1,602 game streak where teams leading by 18 plus with under 6 minutes won. Fair play. Good record to break there, Broncos.
Oh, massive, yeah. It's, they improved to 5-2. Well, the Giants, see, it's crazy, isn't it? We talked about the Giants the last few weeks, so they're thinking that they're up there, but they're bottom of their division, and they're 2-5.
I don't think they're a million miles away.
No.
In all fairness.
I think Neighbours is a miss.
Yeah. And when they're winning at half-time, they probably thought that. I mean, they probably thought they had it in the bag. It's probably what was going through their mind.
It's a rookie game, isn't it? You've got to have your QB. So it's another one here that, whilst we do tend to make a little bit out of Rusty Wilson, he could have been on the sideline and he could have given some feedback, couldn't he, to Jackson Dart. Could have been involved, put an arm around him. Because they do look a bit gung-ho, don't they?
Did you see it was getting pretty tense on the sideline as well, wasn't it, between the ball and Dart? There's clips going around of them shouting at one another as the game's going through.
Exactly. It needed someone from... just needed a... So I would have expected Jameis to stand up there. Take him to one side and talk him through the play. Yeah. Or let Dart talk through what he thinks the play should be. Just that sort of bounce that thing off, but he was just sat there, wasn't he, Winston?
Yeah.
It's not a good look for me for the senior players in that team. But you can't take anything off the Broncos. We'd like to, but we had our WhatsApp group has been off the charts this week with the Gilligan brothers being unbearable.
Well done, you won a game again. Woo-woo.
What is it? Cam Scatter who, wasn't it? What they were saying?
Yeah, that's what they were all bigging up.
Yeah.
Well, once again, the NFL did not disappoint this week. There were some absolute classics.
And we get to do it all again this week. I cannot wait for game week 8.
Right, let's have a look at the game week 8 fixtures, and there are some classics. Lee, what are we kicking off with?
We're going Chargers and Vikings, our Thursday night football. So under the lights at SoFi Stadium. But the Chargers dealing with a depleted backfield with both Marion Hampton and Najee Harris out. So leads Kimani Vidal and Hassan Haskins to shoulder that rushing load.
Oh man, that is a big blow for the Chargers. I mean, QB Justin Herbert, he'll need to lean heavily on the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Quinton Johnson and Joshua Palmer, especially against a Vikings secondary that ranks 28th in pass coverage.
Which is surprising, really. So, yeah. But that Minnesota offense led by Carson Wentz. He is just filling in for the injured JJ McCarthy. Big gamble from them after letting Sam Darnold go after JJ McCarthy's injury record. Because Wentz has struggled with turnovers. And the Chargers pass rush led by Joey Bosa could feast.
Yeah, I expect this to be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be a bit of a grind-out affair with both teams trying to avoid costly mistakes.
I think so too. Yeah, it's so. I'm gonna go for the Chargers, but I think it's gonna adjust. I think special teams will win this week.
I think it's gonna be a really close one.
Yeah.
I am going only because they're at home. Vikings didn't look overly great, but they were playing a good team in the Eagles last week, so I'm going for a Chargers win.
Yeah. So who's next on our roster?
Another big game. I mean, what a feast of games we've got this week. Ravens versus the Bears. So who would have thought, though? The Ravens are 1-5, but they are coming off a bye week now, so that's given them some time to regroup. The defence has been sort of solid, you could probably say, but the offence has lacked a bit of rhythm.
Yeah. But Chicago are red hot. Winning 4 straight. Caleb Williams is finding his groove. Not posting big numbers, but he's steady. You can see the shape that's coming from that O-line now. And
I've actually watched him a lot recently. Yeah. He's looking sharp.
Yeah.
And I think Baltimore's key to victory. They've got to pressure Williams early and force him into quick throws. The secondary led by Kyle Hamilton, he will be tested.
Yeah, it's but Bears kicker Jay Moody's been clutch. 12 straight field goals, and 3 of those been game winners.
That is good going.
Yeah, special teams going to win it last week, but win it in the last game, but it could come down to it here, couldn't it?
What are you thinking for this one?
So I think the mood around the Ravens camp's going to be low. It'll be a complete contrast with the Bears. 4 straight wins. They wouldn't have expected that. They're in transitions phase. They've brought in a whole new O-line almost. O-line coach. So, but I think this is the statement win that the Bears need. So I think the boys from Windy City are going to take it. And they're going to make people take notice of them in that tough NFC North division.
That would be an amazing win for the Bears. I've actually gone against you and I've gone for the Ravens. Only because I find it unbelievable that they could go 1-6. That is literally like, if you'd have said to anyone, I've probably said this every week, we talk about the Ravens, if you'd have said to anyone they'd be 1-5 now, you'd like, no chance. And this for a team who everyone keeps thinking they're going to be in a Super Bowl or at least into AFC Championship games, etc. This has got to be, they've got to turn it round. So only based on that, I feel like if they don't win today, it's game over for the Ravens. So they need to turn it around. So I'm going to put a bit of faith in them and say they're going to get the win this week to turn the season round for them.
I just don't see who's going to give them that.
Do we know if Lamar's back? I've not seen if he's still out.
So he's still struggling. From what I see, let's go live to the sleeper.
I mean, that's where they're missing it here. If Lamar can come back and get the Ravens ticking again, I think Derrick Henry's gone downhill. Like for the first few weeks, what's that for Derrick Henry?
I think it's one more week. They're thinking it's on the practice field, but that's his first appearance in practice since so today. His first appearance, so that's not enough, is it? Not enough to get shot. That's enough to get to, yeah.
Depends how desperate you are, Ravens. Like, do you just throw him back in?
Yeah, I think he might come in at QB2 for this week. I think he might be there and they'll manage his game time. Unless they're desperate and they're 60 points down in the first quarter. Yeah. But no, it's I could have gone for Ravens. And I think that my bias for the Bears, but taking that out of the question, off form Henry, and missing Lamar, I think that the confidence is up with the Bears.
The Bears look
and
good.
You can't ever take that away, can you? Yeah. So that moves us on to the Panthers versus the Bills.
Buffalo's back, baby. Carolina, though, in all fairness to them, are undefeated at home, and they have leaned heavily on its run game, which is not a good strong point for the Bills lately. I mean, they've been averaging 227.5 rushing yards over the last 2 weeks, so be a tricky game for the Bills.
Yeah, it's but QB Bryce Young's not expected to play. He's got a little minor ankle sprain. But that wide receiver, Javier Leggett, is emerging as a reliable deep threat.
He is. He's looking sharp. And then the Buffalo's defense, we just highlighted there, ranks 30th against the run. I mean, that could be a major liability. I mean, however, they are getting back defensive tight end Ed Oliver and linebacker Matt Miliano. I mean, that should help them.
Exactly. It's and that's how they lost the games, wasn't it? When teams switched out, realised the rushing game's not going to get anywhere. Get them in legs. Yeah, but Josh has got to limit those turnovers. How can the MVP throw 5 picks in the last 3 games?
I mean, he was going through a phase when he wasn't having any turnovers, but the last few games he has actually struggled. He is starting to throw for a few, as you've highlighted here in the last few games. He has been throwing them away. But on a plus side, we've had a bye week. We've regrouped. We're back. The Bills win.
Yeah, I think that bye week came at the best time for the Bills. I think if you're going to pick a week for a bye, last week would have been perfect.
Yeah.
A time to reset, regroup, and I think they're going to be raring to go, put things right. And it's still early days. It's still early.
It is. I feel we'll turn it around. We're back to normal this week. Normal business resumes.
Yep. Then we've got the kind of derby, haven't we?
The
Eagles
rematch.
Giants. Ooh. So, like, this is a big one. So I think they're going to be out there for a bit of revenge, aren't they?
The Giants will be looking for revenge in this one, definitely. Or Giants from last week, I mean. Sorry, they'll be looking to bounce back after their defeat last week. But yeah. Philly, you're right. They'll be looking for revenge.
Exactly. So you got 2 hurt teams, I think, here. But whilst we got Jalen Hurts, is a dual threat nightmare for anybody. We've got Jackson Dart, haven't we? In there, the rushing game. So we've got the pretender to the crown, haven't we? But what will Cam Scatterboo do to the legacy of Saquon?
It's a bit of a little battle there, actually. You're right. You've got Hurts versus Mr. Dart and Barkley versus Scatterboo. Not a bad little matchup for a bit of Sunday afternoon football.
Yeah.
But a good thing, though, Giants rookie Jackson Dart, he's coming off a 4 TD performance, but he does face one of the NFL's most aggressive pass rushers.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun for any quarterback, does it, when you got those guys running at you?
No.
Yeah, so that defense led by Reddick and Davis, they'll try and rattle that early.
They will. I think this is going to be a real physical battle. I mean, Philly's experience and depth do give them a bit of an edge, but the Giants have shown they can surprise some teams, so this could go on.
There's not a lot of changes, is there, in personnel from the last game when the Giants shocked them. They were without neighbours then, were they?
Yeah. I think they might do it again. I'm actually going to go for a Giants win.
Yeah, I was on the fence with this one at first. I thought the Giants, they could go for that. But I think the Eagles have got that offence going. And when the Broncos showed last quarter that they're vulnerable in those areas. And potentially, could this be the game we see return to form for Barkley?
Could be. I must admit, I mean, Hurts looked amazing last week. AJ Brown's picking up catches and yards all over the place. It's going to be a hard afternoon, I think, for the Giants.
It's that dual threat, isn't it? So Bo Nix throwing and rushing. Last week, he tore them apart in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And with that inexperience in some areas for the Giants, I think Jalen Hurts is, to me, head and shoulders above Bo Nix.
Yeah,
even though it's exactly. Even though it was a great performance from Bo Nix, would take that away from him. And so far, performance of the season.
Yeah, that was the best one.
He's not Jalen Hurts.
No, I mean, in all fairness, I actually probably think that was Jalen Hurts' best performance of the season so far last week. He was.
That was his performance of the season there. Yeah.
Cool, so that moves us on to the Texans and the 49ers. So, Houston maybe seemed as favourites, mainly because they're probably at home. And, I mean, they do have CJ Stroud, who's thrown 12 TDs and just 2 interceptions all of this season. So, who knows?
I think that's the key, isn't it? Those lack of interceptions. He's very economic, isn't he? Very efficient with the ball. But that San Francisco offense is explosive. However inconsistent. But Christian McCaffrey leads the league in total yards.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, Texans' defense is ranked in the top 10 in red zone efficiency. I mean, they could actually force Niners into some field goals more than trying to get the ball into the end zone.
Exactly, and it could be that statement win that they need Houston to get their season going.
I think it's a hard game for the Texans. I mean, the 49ers, they have been a bit inconsistent. Like, one week you think, oh wow, Matt Daddy's on fire here. Yeah. And then the following week you're like, they struggle to get over the line, or they lose a game, and you think, like when they lost to the Rams, and you're like, oh, what do you think? I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for them. I do think the 49ers will win, though.
I'm the same. I'm with the 49ers. You look at the talks of Purdy being fit, but the talks of him just returning to training. But I think they need to stick with a consistent form. But whoever comes in, they've got a heck of a target in C-Mac, haven't they?
They have. He's been on fire this year, isn't he?
Yeah. He's cracking, isn't he? And still, the 49ers are surprising everybody with their horrendous. Just imagine they get their full squad roster back. It's just going to be.
They're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. What's our final game then? What are we going for?
Well, the Saints versus the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are 5-2, and they are thriving under Baker. I mean, I know that they didn't get what they wanted last week, but he has thrown 14 TDs with only one interception. I mean, it's quite sad news for the Bucks because wide receiver Mike Evans, he was having an amazing season, but then he got injured against the Lions last week. Yeah, big blow for the Bucks. Sorry.
Yeah, and New Orleans, they're 1-6, and they've got zero consistency. I think Kellen Moore's under some pressure, but I can't fathom Rattler out.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. No. He has been all over the place.
He's erratic, isn't he?
He really is. I will give the Saints some credit because running back that Alvin Kamara, he is rapid. He looks insane. And the wide receiver Chris Oliver, I mean, he does look dangerous as well, but the offense line it's just not clicking for the Saints. I think it's going to be a struggle.
Well, how can you get your running back and your wide receiver going? No matter how good they are, if you're letting people beat up your QB at will.
I'm sorry, Saints fans. It's a Bucks win.
Yeah, exactly. It's even if they get going, I think the Saints, Tampa's defense could dominate there. So I can see nothing else but a Bucks win here. I think out of all our 6 choices, this is the most nailed on.
I think so. I mean, the Saints have looked decent in some games, and they have taken some teams quite close, but I think the Bucks will be too good.
But I thought they took a not a very confident Bills team. Yeah, quite close. But then as soon as the big boys step up, they look lost again.
They did.
Yeah. Like deer in headlights. I just see Spencer out there every time he's got the ball. He wants to get rid of it.
He does. Yeah, I agree, man. I think they're struggling this week. But, I mean, game week 8, there are going to be some classics again this week. So, let's look forward to next week when we have a look back on our predictions, what we've gone with.
Exactly, yeah. when we both got 0-6.
Go Bills!
So, welcome back to Mind the Snap, the UK's favourite NFL podcast, where we mix hot takes with cold pints.
Yeah, and we're the only show where you'll get stats, sarcasm, and probably a dig at the Cowboys all in the same sentence.
You know us too well. Today's topic is overhyped players when the stats don't match the hype.
So basically...
So mind the stats.
Mind the stat, I like that. Yeah. So basically, those players, the ones that the media drools over, fantasy fans worship, and social media treats like they're the gods. But when you actually check the box score, it's all a bit meh.
Yeah. Now, before anyone clips this out of context, none of these guys are bad players. We just think they're not as good as people make them out to be.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we're not actually sitting here saying, yeah, bench them. We're saying stop pretending they're reinventing the game.
Exactly. So we'll start off with the biggest position that we see. Overhyped quarterbacks. All flash, little finish. So right, it's time to upset a few fan bases here, I think. Let's talk the quarterbacks.
We are going to accept many.
The most overhyped position in sport, with a decent throw and a Netflix documentary apparently makes you elite.
Yeah, I mean, this lot have got the marketing, the haircuts, and the it factor, but the stats, a bit more, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So our first, we'll start with Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
The Prince of Duval. Former number 1 pick, golden head saviour of the Jags. If you look at the numbers, I think he's sitting around 20th in passer rating, mid-tier in QB rating, and already had more turnovers and touchdown passes through the first half of the year.
And yet, every off-season, you'd think he's about to be crowned the AFC's new golden boy.
He's got the talent, that's not a question.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's just his decision-making swings from between wow and what on earth was that? Much more often than a Sunday League ref.
Yeah, he's pretty much like, he's the NFL's version of England at the Euros. I mean, he looks the part. Don't get me wrong, he looks the part. Talks the part as well. He talks a good game, but then he exits in the quarters.
So that's spot on there. Until he starts carrying Jacksonville in tight games instead of surviving them. The hype's running ahead of reality. And I think his stats need to be up there with the dollars going into his bank account.
I think he's getting away with it at the minute because he has an odd good game and everyone's like, oh, that's the Trevor Lawrence we know. He's just not consistent enough. And I think patience is going to start running out with him soon.
Yeah. Who's next on our list?
Ooh. Sorry, 49ers fans, it's Brock Purdy we've got now. So, now don't get us wrong. It's an incredible story. He was Mr. Irrelevant to NFL starter. But he's driving the league's most finely tuned sports car. He's got CMC, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and a genius of a head coach calling the plays. I mean, it's basically the offense equivalent of autopilot at this point.
Exactly, and he was leading the league in efficiency because half his passes are short crosses to guys who turn them into 40-yard gains. That's not magic, that's just maths.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and every time he throws for 250 yards, everyone's like, oh, he's MVP. Calm down. Put him behind the Giants O-line for a week and we'll see how efficiently he actually holds up.
Yeah. He's tidy, smart and does his job. But he's not carrying that team. He's the conductor of an orchestra full of prodigies.
Yeah, and as soon as that music stops, to use that analogy though, we'll find out who's really playing the instrument.
Exactly. We've got Mac Daddy coming in and looking impressive.
He actually looks like he just does even a more efficient job than what Purdy does.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Sorry, Brock. No go.
So, we'll move on to our next choice. Justin Herbert. The golden child of the Chargers. Every year, this is his MVP season. And every year, ends with disappointment and a 9-8 record.
Do you know what? He has got all the ability again. I mean, his arm is a machine. He throws a spiral that is like CGI, but when it actually matters, he's middle of the pack in game-winning drives and red zone conversion rates.
Yeah, exactly. It's this season he's hovering around league average in completion percentage, and touchdown to turnover ratio. Not exactly setting the world alight either.
No, I mean, it's like he's got the looks, the arm, and the stats between the 20s, but can't actually get close to being the real deal.
Yeah, I think that the Chargers, it's quite apt. They're basically a Hollywood movie with a great trailer. You get that spiral in slow-mo. It looks great on the Instagram reels and the TikToks, but it's always a disappointing ending. And it's every year.
It is. You again, similar to the first thing we've mentioned, you always think Justin Herbert, he's got it. Again, one good game, everyone thinks he's back. I mean, the Avatar 2, loads of hype. He's got some pretty visuals when no one actually really remembers what the plot is.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and we'll throw a special mention here to Drake May.
Who?
So before we wrap it up, we have a special mention for our good friend Danny Boy and his star man Drake May. That kid has got a cannon. Fair play, but let's keep the champagne on ice, please.
Mate, It is easy to rack up 300 yards when the opposition forgets to even bring their defence. Half his completions look like training drills, clean pockets, open receivers, and zero pressure.
But we're not saying it's bad. He's just been playing on rookie mode. Let's see how he looks when the real pass rush turns up.
Exactly that, mate. Lovely arm talent. Not saying he's a bad player, but I'll be impressed when he completes a pass that isn't against the invisible man.
So until then, Danny boy, you can keep your future MVP talk, and we'll stick to reality.
We will.
So moving to one of our favourite positions, that running back.
We love a running back.
Yeah, so these are overhyped with all name, no gain. So that's enough about quarterbacks. Let's move on to the blokes who actually take the hits, the running backs.
Yeah, a position built on bruises and broken promises, really. This year especially, there's some big names who are getting big hype, and not much yardage, really, to match the hype.
No. So start with Marion Hampton. Came into the league with big talk. Power runner, next-gen bruiser. Supposed to be the Tar Heel Terminator.
Yeah, and again, similar to a lot of people talk about, he's looked solid in some flashes, but solid isn't the same as being an actual superstar, is it? I mean, he's been averaging under 4 yards a carry most week, which is basically the inner virtual of fine, I guess.
It's all right, isn't it, when you're at 3 and 4, but
you know he's going to get there then.
yeah. Would you put the ball in his hands at 4 and 8?
No, you're not.
Exactly. And it's every highlight you see is a 4-yard gain. Just looks like he's chugging someone, when really, just another first down attempt into a brick wall.
Exactly that. I mean, he runs angry. I'll give him that, but the vision is not matching the violence. He's kind of a back that will lower the shoulder into a linebacker instead of just running around him.
Yeah, that classic run through the guy into the gap energy. Great for the montage, not for the metrics.
I mean, give him time, sure, but right now, the hope's about 2 seasons ahead of what his actual stats are showing.
100%. And speaking of hype, and some short yardage, our good old friend Najee Harris.
Ah, yes. The Steelers' human battering ram. Every pre-season there's talk of Najee's breakout year, and then by week 5, it's 3 yards and a cloud of frustration.
And then sitting below 4 yards per carry again. Hasn't broken many long runs, and he gets outpaced by his own backup every year.
Yeah, he does. Jalen Warren's the only one actually making people miss. I mean, Najee's still out there trying to turn every handoff into a rugby scrum.
He's like that bloke at five aside who insists on playing striker because he used to be rapid. Spoiler, he's not.
He's not. I mean, every time he runs into the line, you can practically hear Pittsburgh's O-line go.
He's reliable for volume, but elite. At this point, he's more a household name than a highlight reel.
He is, mate. I agree fully. Sorry, fans. Right, next up, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Big headlines from pre-season. Loads of chatter about him being the steal of the draft.
And to be fair, he's got the attributes. He's athletic, he's explosive. But the hype train left the station before the stats even got their shoes on.
You're right, mate. Exactly that. He's getting work, but we're talking low efficiency, high headlines. Looks great on the cutback run, then vanishes for about 3 quarters and no one sees him again.
It feels like one of those players Twitter loves more than coordinators do. Like, look at this angle. Yeah, mate, that's cool, but what about the next 18 carries?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, he has got a lot of potential. I will give him that, but right now he's a YouTube clip. He's not a cornerstone.
Exactly. And we have a special mention for our mate Leo, Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Oh yes, Saquon Barkley, the 2024 star man, the final piece being claimed of the Phillies offense.
But let's just say, the sequel hasn't quite hit the same.
It's funny with Barkley, isn't it? I mean, last year's highlight reel looked like a video game. This year, he just can't get those yards. He's running into walls, he's splitting touches, and then sitting around mid-packing and rushing yards and yards per carry. It's not been a great start for him.
Yeah, it's not been that swashbuckling season we expected. It's a more soldier than superstar saviour.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I mean, the Eagles' O-line hasn't been a fortress it used to be, but still, when you build as the spark for the Eagles, I mean, people expect there to be fireworks.
But right now, it's more like a damp sparkler than a Roman candle.
He is. I'm sorry, Leo, man. We know you love him, but it's a bit more of a sack gone missing and sack attack so far.
There's still time to turn it around there, but at this rate, the hype videos might outlast the highlight ones.
It could be that second season thing for him. Like maybe, I mean, it's hard to meet them levels of last year, but
oh, he was incredible. And his incredible seasons. We're not saying, as we said at the beginning, none of these players are bad. No. We're not suggesting to these fan bases that these players deserve to be dropped. We just need people to temper their expectations a little.
Agree, mate.
Yeah. So, moves us from the running backs to the overhyped wide receivers. All glitter and no grind. So move on to the real divas. Yeah.
The wide receivers, and yes, the lads who celebrate a first down like they've just landed pretty much on the moon.
Yep, it's and then they'll go out there and they'll drop 3 passes, and then they'll still tweet, "They doubted me."
And this season, I mean, you're right. Some of the elite names have been serving up more Instagram highlights than they have actual numbers.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one here might be a surprise for a lot of people. Let's start with Zay Flowers. He was the Ravens' supposed breakout star. The preseason hype was through the roof. And there's talk about his speed and agility. And I bet many fantasy teams got him in there.
Yeah. And while he's got the moves, the stat sheet's a bit mad. He's been hovering around 10 yards per catch, which is in the bottom half in total yardage, and he's got about as many drops as deep completions.
But you got to think that every highlight looks like electric there. But he does mask an otherwise quiet game. It's like editing a TikTok to hide the bad bits. Looks good, doesn't tell the story.
Exactly that. He's explosive, but he is very inconsistent. I mean, every week it's, say he's about to explode, and every week it's 5 catches for 52 yards. Not great, mate.
Exactly. So, and you'd have that as a rookie for great potential. But right now, he's still more of the next big thing than the big thing.
100. And that moves us on to someone who is not the big thing. Stephon Diggs. The name still carries the weight, but the production, it doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think since leaving Buffalo, he's gone from alpha receiver to background noise. Touchdowns are down, targets are down, and that trademark separation is just not there.
No, and you still hear people call him top 5. Mate, not on the current form. He's had one good game so far, and it was against the Bills. He's not.
No, he's become that poster boy for overhyped by reputation. Everyone's remembering those good old days. Just not the quiet ones he's having now.
No, and it's the same story every week. One big catch, then he disappears for 2 quarters, and you're like, oh, is he even playing?
Yeah. Feels like he's doing more podcasts than post routes at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, he is still elite. I will give him that. He's just not elite in that stat column anymore.
No, not comparing to others. He's no Amon St. Brown St. Brown. And he's no... Yeah. It's just not there anymore. And then we've got Cooper Kupp.
Oh.
This one's bittersweet. When he's healthy, he's a technician. But lately, I think he's just running on pure nostalgia.
I liked him at the Rams. Yeah, I mean, he's barely cracked 60 yards per game this season. And injuries have turned that 2021 magic into, we hope he's fit by Sunday.
Yeah, you might as well just have a permanent doubtful on his fantasy status. It's like watching an old Formula 1 car. Still beautiful to watch, still iconic, just not built for that modern pace.
He's not, is he, anymore? I mean, and now the Rams have got Puka Nakui now, who's taken over as the main man there, and Cooper Kupp's moved on, but I really wish it would turn around for him.
Same here. It's we got to respect the legacy, but right now that top 5 label, it's just pure muscle memory, and people talking the good old days.
Yeah, he is still brilliant in flashes, but you can't live off past highlight reels forever.
No. And then we have a special mention for DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean, the human action figure. I mean, he's built like a Greek statue. Plays like one too. I mean, he looks amazing, but he doesn't move much some weeks.
Yeah, you said it there. He's still getting treated like a top tier receiver, but the numbers they're not screaming superstar. Yards per game have dropped for the 3rd straight season, and the penalty count keeps rising.
Yeah, he's top 5 in unsportsmanlike conduct, but nowhere near the top in yards after catch. You can't flex your way into the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. One week he's unstoppable, next week he's invisible. He's the NFL's ultimate mood swing.
Yeah, mate, you're right there. He's like a weather forecast, isn't he? He looks menacing, but it rarely delivers the actual storm.
Yeah, that's brilliant there. He's still a force. But until he finds that consistency again, that hype can be louder than the impact. But to wrap up here, as we said, every player we mentioned today is talented. But being good doesn't make you legendary.
Exactly. You cannot all be Josh Allen. You can be a great athlete, but you can still be overhyped. So the trick is separating production from perception.
And if you're angry about who we listed, that's good. It means we're doing our job.
Exactly. You're right, mate. Tell us who you think's overhyped. Do not mention any Bills fans. Hit us up on the socials, drop your spicy takes, and we'll read the best ones out next week.
Yeah, but that's been Mind the Snap. We're back next week with a sequel. Underrated players who deserve some more love.
So cheers for listening, folks. Remember, the stats don't lie, but the hype definitely does. Well, Snappers, that just about wraps things up for today's episode of Mind the Snap. But big thanks for sticking with us, and we hope you enjoyed the ride.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned, if you want to keep the conversation going, you can find us on Instagram at Mind the Snap Podcast, over on X at Mind the Snap Pod, and probably our main platform at the moment, which is TikTok, which is Mind the Snap Podcast. So get involved. Tell us your hot takes on who's the most overhyped player.
That's what we want to hear. So make sure, as Lee mentioned, give us a follow, drop us your thoughts, and let us know who you think are the most overhyped. We love hearing from you guys.
We do indeed. So get involved in our rookie thoughts, which they are. These are our thoughts. These are we from being rookies, from what we've seen over the past season. So let us know where we're going wrong, and don't forget to tune in next week. See how we did with our predictions, and as usual, delving into more NFL action stories, and upsetting some more franchises.
No doubt. Until then, thanks for listening, and remember, mind the snap.